I could not imagine not having running water in the house. I can't. Because, you know, of course we've had our struggles, but every day.
What's good, y'all? It's the Demouchets REACT, and we're back with another video. Who we got today, C?
Today we are back with another American reaction.
Yeah.
Super excited about this video, guys. If you're new to us
And we're new to you,
make sure you scroll down, hit that subscribe button, and turn on the post notification bell because we're on the road to 100K. And we cannot get there without you guys, all right? Join the family. Without further ado, let's get into the video.
Now to South Africa. There's no shortage of bleak stories coming out of Africa these days, but this one coming up is anything but. There's an election there next week, and David O'Shea went to take the political pulse of the post-apartheid generation, now voting for the first time. What he discovers, despite the nation's problems, is a generation with a very upbeat view of their future.
Meet Mandela's legacy.
Yeah, this is the youth right here, y'all.
Mandela's legacy.
This is the youth, basically,
South
right?
Africa's youth. Born young enough to not know the extreme and legalized racism during apartheid, or see hundreds die in the struggle for equality and freedom. So as they head toward a national election, what does it mean to them to be a born free?
Making sure shit happen in this great action, dropping gems in the prison corner being rapid.
Today's generation, as filmed here by a local photographer, may be finding answers in pop culture rather than politics.
Let me say this. We were taught like a snippet of Nelson Mandela, and of course we had to like go watch the movies, especially like if you're like into history and into the world, like that type of stuff, learning it on your own. We knew who Nelson Mandela was, but we didn't know like the significance of his fight, with him being locked up was all about, you know? Like, again, taking this journey with y'all and realizing that apartheid was not that long ago.
Yeah. And on top of that, like, we only learn so much because the movies only put so much information in it.
Yeah.
So when we're looking at the movies, we go based off what we see, and then they say based on a true story. And you know what I'm saying? So we get all our facts from there.
Yeah.
And some people get books and do their research, but for the majority, if they're catching the movie, that's what they see.
Yeah.
I am 20 years old this year. I'm turning 20 on the 12th of April, yes.
So you were born just...
Yeah, I was like 14 days before the first democratic elections.
a true born free.
Yeah, boy.
Nutty's mum is taking me to a place which has great meaning to her, to discuss the legacy of apartheid today in their family.
This is where it all happened. Yeah.
Took place in 1976.
In 1976,
So that-
around 20,000...
So was it that place behind them that it was talking about? Where it all happened?
I'm not really sure.
No.
I'm guessing.
Students rioted against the introduction of Afrikaans language in schools.
Okay, where they standing.
No one's sure how many died in the Soweto riots, but some say up to 700 people lost their lives.
Wow.
Nutty's mum was there.
Yes, I was there, physically and everything.
You almost got shot. Weren't you scared?
I was so scared because we don't know where did the policemen come from, because they came from this direction. And then the police started shooting.
Man, that's a bad time.
When I get a job one day, I want to drive a Hummer.
For Nutty and her mother, the past is still a big part of their lives today.
It's equally as important to her as it is to me because she was a part of it. That's why it's so important, because if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be right where we are.
Do you think the generation appreciates this?
There are 50% who appreciate what we did, 50% who doesn't appreciate, of which the people who don't appreciate is that I take them as the people who don't care.
So the election is coming up soon. Do you both know who you'll be voting for?
I know who I'll be voting for.
The devil we know.
Yeah, the devil we know the better.
The devil you know they're referring to is the ruling African National Congress, the party of Nelson Mandela. They've ruled for 20 years, and despite increasing criticism, no other party has been able to seriously challenge them. And the youth aren't waiting around for the government to deliver.
Who are you guys? He's Sibu, I'm Letabo.
But if you like, you can call us Smarteez.
Can't be seen the same outfit 3 times. Twice is fine. 3 times, God, it's embarrassing.
That's funny.
Spit on the ground and people who do that walk on.
Young designers, the Smarteez, say their name is just like the candy, colourful on the outside and black on the inside.
How do you find anything in here?
Their work has featured in style magazines and blogs around the world. They're not old enough to remember the struggle against apartheid. They say their struggle is against blandness and conformity.
Try one of Just Jackson Pollock it. Quick.
Fashion doesn't always make sense to me. To explain how this creativity is linked to the legacy of apartheid and politics, they're taking me to a rooftop party.
It's funny that the narrator say fashion don't make sense to me.
You're right. Right. Okay. So I feel like with us coming out of the civil rights movement here in the United States, we were 30 years. It was about 30 years before we were born. So I don't really think like we had to. I don't remember ever feeling no type of way. I remember growing up feeling like I had the same opportunities as any other person in my class.
Right. It was unique though at the same time. Like the story wasn't necessarily, hey, this is what happened, you guys, and it's something I need you to always remember. It was right in our face, if that makes sense.
Right, yeah. Like you know, the changes.
know. Like it was just right in our face.
Like we didn't see the signs. We didn't, of course, like with my dad and I think your mom. No, our moms are around the same age. But I think with our parents, me having a dad who was born like around that time of the civil rights movement. He'll tell me stories of the lynchings. He'll tell me stories of the signs.
Okay, so you have that though. Like they have some people who have like the parents would tell their children, you know, of these times, of these eras, or we'll go to our grandmas.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And they would give us the tea. The real tea. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but it was never like I would listen to it and I would think of it like, you know, when you think of dinosaurs, like, oh, that was long ago.
That's a good
like that's how
comparison.
I thought of it.
Yeah, that was fine.
Yeah.
So what does it say about your generation, fashion?
I want to say fashion, but the art in general. Say about our generation that we don't need anyone to build us, make us money, or give us anything. Do you understand how awesome it is that I'm weird? You are Australian. You are here to talk to me because I look this way.
Are you going to be voting in the election?
If I vote, who am I voting for? Why?
Now he ain't lying though. Like if you look down the runway, half of these uniforms don't be like in today's style. Like you won't see people wearing them Yeezy big old knee-high boots. You know what I'm saying? Like
I still don't understand.
All these trench coats that actually drag across the floor. Like you won't see that when you're just walking in public. But at the same time, it's classified as weird. So people like it's a uniqueness to it. When is it gonna pop off? We don't know.
When somebody big jump on the wave.
Right. Some people already living in their era. So.
They have been doing the same shit. Beep that. I'm gonna say shit. I won't wanna beat myself because they do shit.
I mean, you can't wait for the government to buy you a house. You need to work your ass out. You need to involve yourself. You need to work. You can't just wait. It's like, you know what? I was affected by apartheid. Then now the government has to buy you a house, buy a car.
Our parents were affected by apartheid. Everything we have, we made ourselves.
Exactly.
So
you see, but that's a bar though, because they parents put them on game already.
Yeah, but I mean, when people say things like that, it creates a trigger in me. Because me being me, you know how outspoken I am when it comes to, you know, social issues and things like that. I hate that our people had to go through the things they went through, but I'm glad they went through it and not me, because I'll be the person where, baby, you'll have to in remembrance of Sierra.
Come on, man.
No.
But I think what they're saying is, yeah, their parents went through it. Mm-hmm. They haven't forgotten about it, but they're living in a time where they found out what their fight is.
I understand that.
Yeah, okay.
And I do. I respect it. But at the end of the day, we can't forget history.
Never. Nah, you never should forget it. Nah.
If we forget history, we might as well go to the back of the bus.
Right.
We might as well only go to...
We're going to be fooled again.
Right. We might as well continue the separation. So that was their fight. Yeah, but if they didn't fight, you wouldn't be able to have this type of freedom.
Hey, we're going to try to calm down on the pause because so we can get through it. But I had to replay them like 10 seconds just to catch them one more time.
Yeah. Wait, it's like, you know what? I was affected by apartheid. Then now the government has to buy you a house, buy a car.
Our parents were affected by apartheid. Yeah, everything we have, we made ourselves.
Exactly.
And I think they're strictly probably talking about their work to becoming weird or the fashion. But again, where you coming from, it's like, yeah, y'all work to make everything yourself, but that was a breaking point. Like the needle on the haystack really broke everything for you guys to be in this position. If the needle wasn't laid on top of all them other stacks, then it would have never been this, this possible.
Yeah. So again, like he just said something about buying a house. I wonder if there was some type of reparations. Like, was it? Like, we didn't dig that deep to see, like, what happened after. So let us know.
So if you're our age and you say apartheid, you're a lazy fuck.
The legacy of apartheid is nothing tangible. It's something inside me, something inside everybody else who lived throughout the era of apartheid.
In Meadowlands, Soweto, Mpo is collecting water from the outside yard. They don't have running water in the house, and he wants to make a cup of tea for his grandmother.
My hopes from Mpo is to get what he wants in life.
Mpo lost both his parents as a child. His father was murdered. He was raised by his grandmother and aunties in a pro-ANC household.
Hey, you don't even have to, yeah, it's just the hood era right there, bro. Like, when you in that position and you already got no back against the wall to lean on, stuff like this just comes out of nowhere and these things happen, bro. Like,
so this is Soweto. I think I'm pronouncing that right. This is the townships where, the uprising happened. Mm-hmm. They don't have no running water?
It looked like the kids, man, these young teens, like they start their lives off real young to be, effective in their family because at the end of the day, they are dependent upon, from what I'm seeing so far. Yeah,
and I feel like in their culture, they're really family oriented. Mm-hmm. Like we're family oriented in our culture, but it depends on the family. I feel like in our families, I cannot speak for the entire United States. I cannot speak for, all African Americans. But I can speak for a lot of African Americans in the South. We deal with dysfunctional families. We deal with, different dynamics, and no family is the same. And no family is the same everywhere. But again, it's like sometimes it's like majority is like this,
Yeah.
I haven't seen much change, though there is, but for me as an individual, there isn't much. There's not much poverty. They do things that they're not supposed to do, like stealing, getting into drugs. And you see the poor souls, they're not doing this because they love it. There's oppression that goes within them.
But optimism for the future is still alive in this house.
She's not relying on the opportunities of me becoming something, She's relying on my ambition and the passion that I have, be a successful person beyond the opportunities of the born frees that they say are there.
Yeah.
Mpo's been arrested 4 times for drugs. Now he's trying to follow his passion as a writer. He's been given the chance to be an intern at an initiative called Live magazine.
That's what's up.
So yeah, I'm just going to go through a rundown of how everyone's going through the articles.
Well, the article is based on a genre called Kwaito.
Everyone working in this room has the right to vote next.
Okay, sorry guys. Look, we got a lot to say. But when you're dealing with like poverty, dealing with living in the hoods, y'all call it townships, we call it the hoods. You know, projects, those types of things. And I could not imagine not having running water in the house. I can't. Because, you know, of course we've had our struggles, but every day, like, I couldn't imagine that. But knowing, you know, the different stigmas and the different things that people in the hoods go through and why they get into, you know, the bad things that will get them locked up or in the grave, right? Knowing that, I understand like what he was saying. I mean, what the grandmother was saying about, you know, him getting locked up and things like that. And it's like, that's why we have to reach those people. We have to show them better. We have to make put more resources in those communities. Where the YMCAs, and I don't know what y'all have equivalent to that there, but we have to reach back out.
Got to give them that opportunity to see different and have a change of mindset. I mean, when they have nothing else to lean on, they're going to go to what's left.
Right.
I mean, that's just the reality of it.
Right. And if little children see their uncles is doing it, seeing their dads doing it, they looking up to them and like, oh, when I get older, I'm going to be on the corner. I'm going to be the next big thing. You know? And I've seen this with my own 2 eyes, so...
Hey, but look, at least he don't and then he said something, I can't quote him, but he's trying to be successful in a way that is not marked to say I'm gonna beat this in life. He say I'm gonna just continue to thrive with ambition,
right,
and let it fall in my lap, and whatever happens.
He want to do his own thing. He don't want to just do what the born free, what they have for the born free, something like that.
Next week, but it's a right Mpo may not be exercising.
The main reason behind me not wanting to vote is because I've seen my grandmother vote so many times for change and nothing has came. Because majority of the guys in my family are the cliche blacks. In jail, dead, hijackers, are the cliche. I'm like the last of the dying breed.
What's the most important thing in your life?
Right now, success actually. My family has been hungry for too long.
Ooh, that was a bar.
Yeah.
The born frees are also mixing the past with the present in ways that work for them. In the 50s, Pantsula was a protest dance that emerged out of Johannesburg's townships, a form of resistance. Today, they can build a career from touring as a Pantsula dancer.
Now, their protesting go harder than our protesters, bro. Y'all out there in the streets dancing with.
Yeah, we just be having pots. Justice for. We start making rhymes.
But y'all a whole group in the streets and y'all just a jigging too. I'll be tired, bro.
And what do you feel when you're dancing this? What's the emotion?
It feels I have courage to do this. I have lots of courage because I know it. It's in my blood.
Many of the dancers told me they grew up with only one or no parents. Top Pantsula groups get paid, and some have gone on to become celebrities.
If there was still apartheid, maybe I would have been working like maybe a cleaner or a garden, you know. But now, as a Mandela, have fight the struggle. Now I can dance, I can travel the world, I can go to France, I can go to Europe.
We have to pull up our socks so that we can live a good life.
We have to work as a slave and live like a king.
That's how it is. That's how it is.
Some people I've spoken to say that nothing really has changed here. What do you think about that?
That's not true.
That's not true.
Because it's changed a lot.
A lot of things changed. We got schools, government schools, where we don't pay school fees. You just go to school.
And you're free to go anywhere.
If you're between 18 and 25 years old here, there's a 55% unemployment rate. The country's been in recession since 2009. The rand has dropped, but South Africa's stocks in cultural cool have gone up. And for a young generation, this has become a small economic lifeline. Artists like Bhubesii.
I feel like the music industry is a new suit and tie.
You think?
It's a new suit and tie. It's a new corporate world. You gotta go to get that money.
Yeah.
Think
Not
about
the
it.
new one though.
But
Not
back
the
in the
new
day, they had to put the suit and tie to go in the elevator.
Oh, to go to work. Okay.
And to go to work.
All
but now I
right.
feel like in order for people to get what they gotta get, like a lot of people want to rap.
Yeah.
And then I'm looking at it, 55% most of the youth is not employed.
Right.
So what they doing? Most likely they trying to get into the music
What's
industry.
the number one thing that most boys in the hood want to be?
All right, man. Of course, they want to be a rapper.
A rapper.
Most of them want to be a rapper.
A
I ain't gonna say the
rapper.
other stuff, but yeah, most of them want to
the
rap.
good thing. The good thing. Okay, the good thing.
Yeah, that's it. That's all.
Bhubesii sell their music or fashion online to a global market.
Basically, people are making their own opportunities now.
Yeah, because also it has to do with the whole political thing where the landscape of, becoming into a new democracy and finding yourself and actually not waiting for someone to kind of give you handouts and actually just being your own ambassador and you can actually do it.
This generation is also getting involved in the city's revamp. Change may be too slow for some since the end of apartheid, but pockets of the city are safer and cleaner. Bheki is dubbed the tourism minister of Maboneng. At 21, he's already a respected entrepreneur, opening Joburg's first inner-city backpackers.
It's based on mixing the old and the new, just creating a new progressive, architectural aesthetic within the entire neighborhood itself.
What can you tell me about this area? Are you noticing a change?
There is a big change actually, because I'm so used to Joburg being, no, Joburg is dangerous. You mustn't go to Joburg alone, especially as a girl. So yeah, it's changing, man. It's nice.
There's Leroy. Leroy!
Leroy is working on a project to improve the building across from Bheki's backpackers. The people who live here are without proper access to electricity or water.
I think the strategy also that we've used is very different to how other developers, where they come, eradicate the existing people and then occupy the space for their own use.
What I was trying to do is this space is going to be part of the kitchen because we're going to do communal kitchen.
You're the service providers that everybody accuses the government of not being.
We no longer can wait for our country to be developed by them. We have to take our country by our own hands and start developing it ourselves.
I mean, that's the whole process, y'all. Like, the whole system is that. We can't allow just the same corporate to continue to build and build and build. The youth has the mind frame to build the future that you guys really want to see in reality. Like, because when they go through schools, they're going to go straight to your office with that same idea, believe it or not. And if they don't go through the office, they're going to not do it like that and just build for themselves and for the community the best way they can without the money they have or with the little money they have. But that makes sense, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Definitely. I think, with it, again, not knowing how, the infrastructure is, not really knowing much about the government. I know, a little bit about it, but not, enough to, share real solid advice and thoughts on it. But, I don't know if there's grants or whatever, but, I see this as job opportunities. There's somebody out there who wants to work. Put the people to work. Cleaning crews. Filling potholes if y'all have them. The electricity problems. And I see this as somebody can get a job that way.
I just see the community coming together.
Yes,
they could just get it all everybody put their hands on something.
55% unemployment.
55% can build a whole lot.
For real.
And finding an innovative ways to make sure that it can happen.
Do that shot.
The downtown rebuild is being led by another young South African, Jonathan Liebmann. His company, Propertuity, has invested around 100 million Australian dollars into the area and entrepreneurs like Bheki.
Born Frees have played a massive role in the development of Maboneng. I've connected and collaborated with lots of really young young black South Africans that are 20, 21, 22, starting up businesses in the neighborhood.
And does that describe Bheki, does it?
Yeah, I mean, Bheki is like the classic case.
Born Frees are also using their newfound democracy to...
Did I hear him right? He's a millionaire?
Yeah, he's invested a lot of money
into young black innovators. I like that. Yeah. I appreciate that, especially knowing the history and the problems that we still see in our comment section that y'all are dealing with in this country. Like, for him to be a millionaire, to be who he is, and to reach back into communities that it's his country, but it doesn't really affect him. That's big. Yeah. That's big. Y'all need more people like that.
Explore controversial topics, bringing new meaning to the past.
Like, everyone told me to not do it, and that's what motivated me to do it.
Mbongeni is making t-shirts with the white racist slur Kaffir. Once so offensive, people now call it the K word.
Is the word as
like the N word, huh?
As bad as people tell me it is?
Yes. It is. It is, but like only to adults and stuff, you know. To the youth, it really doesn't have that much of a significance, because like we're not affected by that word in any way.
We're not trying to hurt people or make them go back to the past. We're just trying to make peace with the fact that we were called Kaffirs.
Yeah.
Okay. So, like, I be understanding what they have to say, but because I'm so, like, I study a lot, y'all. And although my point of view is from America's history, it's like I think about my grandparents. I think about, you know, the people before my grandparents, my ancestors. I think of them, and I think of, you know, my ancestors that was dealing with Jim Crow.
Right.
Jim Crow laws, and it was the same as the Apartheid laws. Thinking of people calling them the N-word, and then now today I'll put that word on a shirt. I understand your angle. I understand your purpose. But you're going to make them remember that. Yeah. They're not going to see it in the same way you see it. And you didn't live that life. So.
Yeah. I don't know about that one, my boy.
Yeah.
I don't know about that one. Got an angle at it, but that's an acute angle.
Yeah, a acute one.
Acute angle, for real. It's not a...
Yeah.
We're not raised to like look at color and stuff, you know. That was our parents' struggle.
Well, what is your struggle?
Man, our struggle.
Our struggle.
Financial independence. Yes, financial independence.
What do you think Nelson Mandela would have thought of your t-shirts?
Well, Nelson Mandela was a very open-minded person. I think he would have loved the t-shirts, you know.
He taught us about forgiveness, you know. That's the most important thing he taught us, forgiveness. So if we could forgive like a whole race.
Yeah, but some people just have it like really mentally tough. Forgiveness is it's a pill some people just can't swallow properly. Like, especially when it comes from a history or like a history that just reminds them of pain, you know?
Yeah, and I mean, again, that's the same as the N-word. Our people use that word so freely now. You know,
it's pipeline. It goes to the youth all the way up. Like,
so it's
forth.
like that. And I remember, like, my grandmother, she'll tell my brother, don't use that word. You know, like things like that. But to just put it on the shirt, just wearing it freely. Side-eye.
My studio's very simple.
Mbongeni tie-dyes his t-shirts from home. He does everything on the balcony of his mum's flat. Although at first, she didn't allow him to wear the t-shirt in the house.
Came out perfect.
What does the word mean to you?
At the time, it did belittle me. It didn't make me feel good about myself as a human being. I'm not very happy about it also, because I'm the child of Apartheid. I don't think they know much what happened in the past.
Did you try and convince him not to go down this path?
I did.
You failed?
Well, he agreed that he will make a change. He said he will turn the eye down. I don't know, but it will still be that. That doesn't make a difference.
Now the only thing I need on this track is These photographs belong to a young white South African who focuses on youth subculture.
1, 2, and...
His images have sold around the world and made the cover of South African Rolling Stone magazine.
Why are your subjects interesting? It's obviously not only because of the fashion they're wearing or the music they're making. It's more than that, isn't it?
When people see the images that I shoot of South Africa and see how colourful and vibrant and positive South African culture is, it's the exact opposite of the idea that they have of Africa. First it was like we got peace and everything was great and fantastic, but there was nothing about who we were, and I think that was an important thing for me.
Next week, South Africa will go to the polls, and it's predicted the ANC will remain in power. President Jacob Zuma has promised 6 million jobs. Opposition parties have expressed their doubts. For Mpho, the election results will be of little consequence. He's just focused on staying on the straight and narrow.
I don't understand the term free for me now as someone born in the 90s, you know. I'm not free, got my own struggles, but it's one of those battles that I believe I'll stay winning. I'll stay winning.
Mpho has a chance in life that wasn't available to his parents. They fought for freedom, and now their children are determined to forge their own future.
Nice to see something a bit upbeat out of Africa. That story produced by Bernardine Lim. You can go to our website to find out more about the Born Frees in David's story.
Alright, y'all. So that's the vid, man. Very interesting, very different perspectives. I mean, Born Free. It kind of sounds like, all right, for Born Free, they're definitely traveling, doing a lot of things to change culture, to create forgiveness, to create businesses, and a few things. And for us, it kind of goes back. Let me know what you think about this now. It kind of goes back to like the Freedom Riders.
Oh.
How they was all together and they was just going around.
That's good.
Trying to make change, and you know what I'm saying.
That's good. That's a good one. That's a good one, babe. I believe that I love listening to the perspectives that they had.
Mm-hmm.
All of them were so different. Yeah. All of them was so different. I was very glad to see the people who it didn't affect. Like it affect the Black South Africans reaching back and helping them share their story and make change and do things. I like that. I like that a lot. It's been interesting on this ride with South Africa because we literally have supporters from all of the different backgrounds in South Africa. And at first we wasn't understanding a lot, but y'all are helping us understand, and yeah. It's interesting. So yes, we do know that this video was in preparation for an election. Please don't talk about the election in the comment section, guys. Remember, this is YouTube, okay? We don't want to get this video flagged.
The video went a little over the election mode.
Yes,
on the main part, really, though, because
Yes.
they talked about what the youth wanted to do.
Right,
mainly.
right, definitely, and yeah.
So I mean, that's cool.
Yeah, so we hope it worked out in your favor. But yes, let us know your thoughts on this video, your thoughts on the conversation. We hope you guys enjoyed it.
Yep.
Like this video, subscribe, turn on the post notification bell. We have enabled our super thanks if you like to support the channel that way, as well as our join feature to become a VIP member of the channel. Send in your reaction request through our description box below. We'll see you soon.
Peace.